I think we are live. Oh, hey up guys, how y'all doing? I hope you're well and dandy on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Welcome to my final Oscar nomination predictions video. Normally, I don't do these videos live. I like to take my time with these videos because I like to edit them, I like to include clips, I like to give you all the information on who the alternates are. The sad truth is, though, this past week has been so incredibly busy for me. Like, I have 3 different jobs and they've all sort of collided at once. Like, just before they announced the Oscars, which is like a nightmare. So yeah, between like interviews and work obligations and shifts, yeah, I just don't have the time to give you a proper, full-on, edited, final Oscar predictions video. So I thought this would be the best way to basically give you my final Oscar nominations predictions without having to do a whole lot of editing. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. I have no idea who is watching. I can't see the comments right now because I've flipped my iPad the other way around. Usually I have it facing me, but I've got it this way because the camera quality is better. So yeah, I can't see any of your comments right now, but I will have a look at your questions after I do my final category, which is Best Picture. So I'll answer some of your questions real quickly at the end. So if you do have questions regarding the Oscars, categories, anything like that, wait until the last category, Best Picture, and then let me know what your questions are, because then I'll answer them then. It'll just be easier for me to see them and find them. So yeah, the Oscars are announced on Tuesday, the 8th of February. Yeah, I will be doing a live reactions video as they happen, so if you don't want to miss that, yeah, click subscribe, mark in your calendars, turn on that little bell so you know when it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild, as always. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. You know, it's best time of the year for me. So, yeah, I'm hoping to do some more predictions, like specific prediction videos on a few categories. Like, you guys seem to enjoy them last year. Discussions about Best Picture, Best Actress, etc. So if you do have requests for a particular category that you want me to do a deep dive into, let me know in the comment section below, and I will, take those into account when I decide which categories I want to do specific videos on in the coming weeks before they announce the Oscars in March. So yes, how this video is going to work is, bear with me, I'm going to go through all 23 of the categories, just scroll through them as on my laptop. And then I will just read you out who I'm predicting for each category. And I'll give you some justification. If I made any amendments or alternates, I will let you know. But yes, just going to go through all 23 and give you my predicted 5, or in case of Best Picture, predicted 10. And then, and then we'll have a chit-chat afterwards. Okay, so cool. So yeah, it's just gonna go in the usual order that I would do on my channel. So first up, the best category, the juiciest category. Instead of saving the best for last, we're gonna start with it. It is Best Actress, and my predicted nominees now, my final predicted nominees for Best Actress are Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, and Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. Yep, it happened, guys. I've taken Kristen Stewart out of my predictions for Best Actress, and it crushes me to do so because, if you ask me, Kristen Stewart is the clear and obvious winner for this category this year, but there is no evidence to suggest that she will show up in Best Actress at the Oscars. Like, I could make a solid argument for her getting in on a sympathetic vote because she was snubbed at SAG and BAFTA. The problem was the BAFTAs took place on the 2nd, and the last day of Oscar voting was on February 1st. So the gobsmacked reaction of her being snubbed at BAFTA, it doesn't come into how people would make their votes at the Oscars after that, because the voting had already closed for the Oscars. So she's not got any extra sympathy than she would have done. So yeah, I'm having a real difficult time feeling like Kristen Stewart show up. Some people are saying it's going to be like Amanda Seyfried when she got in for Best Supporting Actress last year, even though she didn't get in at SAG. And you know what? I would be so ecstatic to see Kristen Stewart in the Best Actress category. She absolutely deserves to be in there, but I just can't I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't put her in there. I want to. I'm dying to, but I just can't. But yeah, Penelope Cruz. I've settled on. I have a feeling like she's a little bit of a dark horse. So everyone's kind of forgotten about her, but she has been campaigning. She has been getting herself out there. And I feel like, yeah, she's going to be the surprise show up here. We usually do have at least one non-English speaking role to get in. And I have a feeling it'll be Penelope Cruz. It's just a hunch. Like, it's not a guarantee by any means. It could go to Rachel Zegler. Alana Haim got in at BAFTA. You never know. And also, there's this kind of late surge love for Renata Reinspear. I'm not sure it's enough for her to break into the Best Actress race, but if she did, I would be ecstatic. But yeah, I don't see Kristen Stewart getting the 5th spot. If she does, that'd be amazing. I've gone with Penelope Cruz, but yeah, we could see someone else show up here, like Rachel Zegler, Lana Haim, or maybe Jennifer Hudson. We'll see. Yeah, those are my 5 anyways. Nicole Kidman, Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Lady Gaga, and Penelope Cruz. What are your predictions for Best Actress now? Let me know in the comments section, alright? Guys, next up, Best Actor. Not many changes here. My 5 are Will Smith for King Richard, Benedict Cumberbatch for Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth, and the 5th spot I've given to Leonardo DiCaprio. I did have Leo my 5th a while ago, but then I bumped him for Javier Bardem when he got the SAG nomination. I thought, oh, it's a way to like make the category a little bit more diverse by having Javier Bardem. But when Leo got the BAFTA nomination, in fact, when Don't Look Up did really well at the BAFTAs, it just made me go, oh, there's more support for Don't Look Up than I thought. The fact they got into Best Film and Editing at BAFTA and Best Actor, it shows there is a bit of support for it. So, yeah, I think Leo might show up here. I don't think he needs the nomination. He's absolutely deserving of it, but I've been saying forever, I would love to see just one person in this category who's not been nominated before, and the most obvious person is Peter Dinklage for Cyrano. And I would just love to see that happen. He is who I'd want to see here, and I wish I could put him here, but I just don't think as many people will have seen Cyrano as Don't Look Up, and that Leo performance, the big dramatic speech, yeah, I think that's going to get him in there. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a category of people who've been nominated before this year. I mean, Mahershala Ali did get in at BAFTA as well. So there's an outside chance he could. But again, it's the same argument I have for Cyrano. Have enough people seen Swan Song? It's one of those movies that kind of came and went. So I'm not sure it's enough, but I would like to see a surprise here. Peter Dinklage would be a surprise at this point for me, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah. Will Smith, Cumberbatch, Garfield, Washington, and DiCaprio are my 5 for Best Actor. Alright, next up we have Best Supporting Actress, and nothing has changed here, guys, for me. I'm still confident with my 5, even with the BAFTA nominations. So my 5 for this category are Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Catriona Balfe for Belfast, Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog, Anjanou Ellis for King Richard, and Ruth Negga for Passing. A lot of people have been asking me since the BAFTA nominations after my insane freak out over Ann Dowd getting into Best Supporting Actress if she could show up here. And yeah, I want Ann Dowd in this category, guys. Like, in fact, any recognition for Mass is a huge win. But yeah, I'm still not sold on the idea of everyone in the Academy seeing Mass and it overlapping with the BAFTAs. I think Ann Dowd got in at BAFTAs because she was one of the 2 either top votes or saved by the jury. I feel like, yeah, because the jury had to see everything at BAFTA, and yeah, based on the caliber of her performance, I think that's why she got in, deservedly as well. And she deserves to be in Best Supporting Actress. The Oscars, I mean. But yeah, can she squeeze in? If she did, I would be so happy. I don't know who I'd want her to bump out there. If it was my personal pick, I would bump out Kirsten Dunst. Nothing against her, and she's so due for an Oscar nomination. It's just it wasn't like my favorite Kirsten Dunst performance. It's not the one that I think she should have got her first Oscar nomination for. She should have been nominated for like Melancholia, like years back, or even The Beguiled. Like, she was great in those movies. But yeah, if I had to pick someone to swap, I think it'd be Andal. But I think Kirsten Dunst does have a narrative. She's kind of overdue to be recognized. I mean, Andal's never been recognized either, but Kirsten Dunst certainly has a more noticeable narrative of like she's kind of overdue for recognition. So yeah, Andal I would like to see in here. Oh wait, actually, I'm just realizing now. Oh, apart from Ruth Negga, this will be a category of first-time nominees, mostly. Yes, everyone here, if I'm accurate here, it will be mostly first-time nominees. So Ariana Bose, Katrina Balfe, Kirsten Dunst, Anjanou Ellis will all be first-time nominees. That'd be lovely. Yeah, Ruth Negga was previously nominated. So yeah, could someone else squeeze in? Cate Blanchett did show up at SAG. I'm not expecting her here, but maybe. Not saying it's impossible. Maybe like a career award nomination for Rita Moreno isn't out of the question, but it would be strange if we got the double nomination for West Side Story with two women instead of like Mike Face and David Alvarez, which is the one that everybody wants to see happen. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But yes, I'm pretty confident with those. Ariana, Katrina, Kirsten, Anjanou, Ruth. Andal would be amazing, but not expecting it to happen. But you know, we can live in hope, guys. All right. Best Supporting Actor. Again, not really many changes here, even with the BAFTA nominations. So my 5 for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars are Troy Kotsur for Coda, Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog, Kieran Hines for Belfast, Ben Affleck for The Tender Bar, and Jared Leto for House of Gucci. Yeah, the way I'm seeing it is this is a two-way race between Troy Kotsur and Cody Smith-McPhee. Kieran Hines, even though he missed at, what did he miss at? It was the SAGs that he missed at. Still got in at BAFTA. And I feel like, yeah, I think he's pretty much there. I'm not saying he's a lock, but I'm pretty confident he's going to be there. And then Jared Leto is kind of like, it's happening, guys. I think it's going to happen. It's not a performance I want to see nominated, but it's going to happen. It's memorable for good or for bad reasons. Like it's a performance that stands out on the ballot. So I think Jared Leto is gonna get a nomination for this. And then the fifth spot is kind of a toss-up between like four different actors. And I've gone with Ben Affleck just based on quantitative data that he got the Golden Globe nomination and the SAG nomination. So he does have some significant precursor stats here. But The Tender Bar is one of those films, it's not like Jamie Dornan in Belfast or Licorice Pizza, Bradley Cooper. Like, it's not as seen, it's not really a Best Picture contender, so there is a chance he could be squeezed out for someone like Jamie Dornan or Bradley Cooper. Maybe even Mike Face for West Side Story, now that he did get the BAFTA nomination. I'm still not quite convinced it's going to happen at the Oscars for Mike Face. I know there's a big Stan community wanting to see him nominated, and I'm so glad he got the BAFTA nom, but I don't think he's going to get the Oscar nomination, sadly. So yeah, I think the last spot, it's a toss-up between a few A-listers. I've gone with Ben Affleck, but it could go to Bradley Cooper for Licorice Pizza, Jamie Dornan maybe for Belfast, we'll see. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be, who's going to be in this category for Best Supporting Actor? I would love to see like a huge, well, I'd just love to see a surprise in this one. You know how we got like, who was it last year? Lakeith Stanfield showing up in Best Supporting Actor for Judas and the Black Messiah. That was a surprise. It would be nice to see someone like that show up here, like Anders Danielson Lee, or Robin De Jesus, or Jeffrey Wright, or who else do we have in my alternates? Jesse Plemons, maybe, or yeah, Jason Isaacs as well for Max. That would be insane. Like, that would be a huge shock. So I would like to see a surprise here. But I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. Could happen, couldn't. Yeah, but let me know what you think of this category in the comments section. And yeah, if you have questions, leave them at the end of the... Let me know during the Best Picture category, because then I can scroll and answer. Okay, so next up we have Best Original Screenplay. And I was really disappointed with the nominees for BAFTA in this category. I thought the BAFTAs were going to actually champion the smaller movies, like the more unconventional movies. I thought we might see a nomination for Parallel Mothers, or Come On, Come On, The Worst Person in the World. No, I was dead wrong. And what's funny is my predictions from January for the Oscars for Best Original Screenplay were the exact picks at BAFTA. So now that BAFTA has matched my Oscar picks from last month, I have no reason to change it because the BAFTAs have they've given us the picks that are most likely going to show up. So I've got Belfast, Licorice Pizza, Being the Ricardos, Don't Look Up, King Richard, and it's fine. Like I don't get the hype for Don't Look Up. I'm sorry. It's not a bad script. It's just I don't think it's the best satire there is out there. It's just so obvious, and so much of it is like improvised as well. So it's not all very scripted. And Being the Ricardos, it's fine. It's Aaron Sorkin. Yes, is it his best work? No, it's not. But it's and it's not a bad script either. It's nothing that I don't know, it's nothing that special. It's nothing outside of the box, outside of the norm. Every one I have in this category is a really conventional pick. It's kind of safe. There's nothing like risky in here. Like if you put in Come On, Come On, or Mass, or Parallel Mothers, or The French Dispatch, or The Hand of God, like these are, I don't know, the scripts have so much more meat on the bone, I think. God, I would love to see The Worst Person in the World show up here, like be an absolute surprise. But do you think it's going to happen? No. I thought it might happen at BAFTA. Didn't happen at BAFTA. Don't think it's going to happen at the Oscars now. So, yeah, I would like to see a surprise in here, but the 5 that I thought last month are the same 5 this month. So, yeah, Belfast, Licorice Pizza, Being the Ricardos, Don't Look Up, and King Richard is who I'm predicting for Best Original Screenplay. Yeah, would like to see a surprise there, but I actually feel quite confident. I feel confident on this category, but I don't feel great about this category. Like it doesn't make me happy. I'd rather see some curveballs in this one. Is all I'm saying. So yeah, I'd rather see something that goes a little bit against the grain. Okay, so let's move on to Best Adapted Screenplay. I think I've still kept the same as last month. So my 5 for Best Adapted Screenplay are The Power of the Dog, Coda, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and West Side Story. The one that's kind of on my radar, which might show up here, is Drive My Car by Ryosuke Hamaguchi and Takamasa Oi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yeah, I think because it did show up at BAFTA, it could show up at the Oscars for sure. I'm just not sure it's going to translate to the Academy. It could, by all means. But yeah, I'm not 100% sold on it. For some reason, I just feel like West Side Story, which is my current 5th spot, it's probably going to be seen more. It feels more of a safer pick. So yeah, it's just sort of like, I feel like it's got a better chance of being seen, and people are like, and it's a likable film, so I feel like West Side Story could show up. But I think Drive My Car would be a better pick than West Side Story. But that's just me anyways. So yeah, that's Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Costume Design. Okay, there is an amendment here. I'll let you know in a second. You can probably guess what it is. So Best Costume Design, I've gone with Cruella, West Side Story, House of Gucci, Dune, and Nightmare Alley. Yep, I have given up on Spencer. I was living in hope that Jacqueline Duran would show up at BAFTA, like home turf. It's like she'll show up at BAFTA. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen. No, it didn't. I thought, yeah, she's gonna show up there. Didn't happen, guys. So I've reluctantly, begrudgingly taken Jacqueline Duran out, and I've swapped her in for Louis Sequeira at Nightmare Alley, sorry, because it showed up in the BAFTAs and somewhere else. Bear with me. Yep. And the Costume Design Guild as well. So yeah, I feel like Louis Sequeira is probably a safer bet than Jacqueline Duran. But yeah, it would be nice if we got something like The Tragedy of Macbeth in here, or even The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I don't mind. Last Night in Soho, that showed at BAFTA. So no, I didn't. I'm lying. That was sound. Sorry, don't take my word for that, guys. I'm spreading false information. Okay, let's move on to Best Production Design. So, have I changed much here? Yeah, I have. Well, no, I've changed one. Guys. So my 5 for production design are Nightmare Alley, Dune, West Side Story, The French Dispatch, and Cyrano. Yeah, I've bumped Sarah Greenwood up for Cyrano. Did well at BAFTA, and also I had The Tragedy of Macbeth here, and I was kind of holding on hope for The Tragedy of Macbeth maybe getting some love at BAFTA. And it didn't really at all. I mean, they even snubbed Denzel Washington for Best Actor. So yeah, that was kind of a surprise. The the bloody Brits didn't embrace a Shakespeare adaptation. Yeah, so yeah, crazy. But anyway, it's given me doubts on how well the Tragedy of Macbeth is going to perform at the Oscars. I still think it's probably going to get a cinematography and Best Actor. But yes, production design, even though it's absolutely worthy, Stephen Deschamps' minimalist German expressionistic aesthetic is just absolutely orgasmic to look at. And it's just paired so beautifully with the cinematography as well by Bruno Delbonnel. Yeah, it's a real, it works in tandem, those two elements together. And yeah, I'm just gutted that Stefan Deschamps probably not going to show up here. But if he does, yes, there's some justice in the world. That would be lovely. But yeah, so my 5 are Nightmare Alley, Dune, West Side Story, French Dispatch, and Cyrano for production design. Okay, so next up we have Best Cinematography. Like I just said, Tragedy of Macbeth, Bruno Delbonnel, Dune, West Side Story, The Power of the Dog, and Nightmare Alley are my 5. I did have Belfast in here before, but I've bumped Nightmare Alley up. It's sort of gained a little bit of momentum back, Nightmare Alley. And Dan Laussen's cinematography, it's just so cold and beautiful and haunting, and it really does catch your eye, even just in the trailers. So yeah, I think it could show up here in Best Cinematography. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so hopefully it does show up. I hope Dan Lausson does show up, but yeah, Belfast could sneak in here. Yeah, that's pretty much the only other maybe, I think. But yeah, do let me know what you think of Best Cinematography in the comment section down below. Okay, so Best Editing. All right, so I've got for editing, Belfast, Dune, West Side Story, The Power of the Dog, and King Richard. I don't think I've changed anything here. I still have Belfast winning for editing, although I think it should be Dune. And some people do have Dune as their winner at the moment, but yeah, I'm having I'm having doubts about it winning there just yet because editing and Best Picture kind of are tied together, and I just don't think Dune is going to win Best Picture, and Belfast does have a chance, so it could happen. West Side Story I'm a little nervous for in this category. I don't think it showed up at BAFTA for editing, which was a bit of a shame. So it might not show up here. Maybe I haven't put Don't Look Up in here, but it did get the BAFTA nomination, Don't Look Up, and it's just that type of editing where it's the type of film where the editing, it's really loud, it's really showy, and sometimes at the Oscars, yes, the most editing does get in, and so I really should have Don't Look Up in my 5. I'm kind of putting it as my 6th position out of protest because I don't want it to get in, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like King Richard, great sports sequences, the tennis court sequences, The Power of the Dog is beautifully layered, West Side Story, musical, all the elements coming together. It's really well done, the editing. And then Dune, so obvious for Dune, and just Belfast, yeah. So Don't Look Up, maybe it'll show up here. I hope it doesn't. Even Licorice Pizza could show up here as well. It showed up at BAFTA. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, my 5 for editing, Belfast, Dune, West Side Story, The Power of the Dog, and King Richard. All right. Best makeup and hairstyling. So my 5 for this one are The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Dune, Cruella, House of Gucci, and we do have an alternate. I had Nightmare Alley last time, but I've swapped it for Coming to America, which I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen, guys. But there's been a lot of people that I follow who've been talking about it and saying it's one of those movies where the prosthetics, there's a lot of prosthetics in it. So they're thinking it can show up here. I've been kind of swayed to change my opinion as well. Something about it is like saying, Coming to America. The Americans gonna champion this. I feel like they could. So yeah, I feel like it could show up in Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Although I'd rather see Nightmare Alley show up here, or even the Suicide Squad. But yeah, I think Coming to America might just sneak in and be that sort of like surprise nomination. Yeah, so that's what I've got there for my 5. All right, best visual effects. So I've got Dune, No Time to Die, Free Guy, Spider-Man No Way Home, and The Matrix Resurrections. Interestingly, at BAFTA, there were no superhero movies nominated at BAFTA, which is interesting. Some people are asking me if that's going to be like a repeat at the Oscars? Are we not going to get any like Marvel movies showing up here? And we do have 3 in contention: Black Widow, Eternals, actually 4: Shang-Chi and Spider-Man: No Way Home. My feeling is we'll get at least 1, and I've gone with Spider-Man: No Way Home because it's a film that like so many people have seen. It's been heavily discussed. It's been in the film Twitter discourse about it like getting a Best Picture nomination. I don't think it will get the Best Picture nomination, but because it has definitely got some supporters and yeah, it's been discussed a lot. I think they'll try to honor it somewhere, and the places where it's most likely to land a nomination are visual effects and sound. So yeah, I've popped it in my predictions for visual effects as well. Dune, No Time to Die, and The Matrix Resurrections, they've been pretty much showing up everywhere that they need to, so I'm feeling pretty safe about that. Free Guy, I've got in mind. Mostly just a guess, but we could see potentially Godzilla versus Kong show up here. Or maybe Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. We'll see. Or Ghostbusters Afterlife, that showed up at BAFTA as well. So yeah, my 5 for visual effects are Dune, No Time to Die, Free Guy, Spider-Man: No Way Home, and The Matrix Resurrections. Okay, and next up we have Best Sound. So in my 5 for Best Sound, I've got Dune, The Power of the Dog, Belfast, No Time to Die, and A Quiet Place Part 2. I've had A Quiet Place Part 2 in my predictions like ever since I started predicting the Academy Awards for 2022, and a lot of people have been saying no, don't think it's going to happen, and I can see why, but yeah, because it's a sequel and like they don't always get nominated for these awards. But A Quiet Place Part 1 did get the nomination, and also it's a film where the lack of sound, because it's, you know, everyone's having to be quiet, that really does make you pay attention to the sound. And I think it can. I think it will show up here. It did get the BAFTA nomination, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident about it now. So yeah, I still have A Quiet Place Part 2 in my predictions. No Time to Die and Dune, I feel pretty confident on. The Power of the Dog, I just it's one of those movies where the sound. I really notice the sound. You know, like when Cody Smith McPhee's character's like playing with his comb, the bristles, and like when he's making the arts and crafts. Like you really are aware of the sound. It's. I think they might pick up on that, so that's why I've got it in mind. And Belfast, yeah, sound design is fantastic in Belfast. I don't actually have any musicals in this category anymore. I had West Side Story and Tick Tick Boom last time, but yeah, I just have a gut feeling about The Power of the Dog getting in and Belfast. So yeah, I've had to make some substitutions with West Side Story and Tick Tick Boom. Last Night in Soho did show up in sound, so maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if it has the same sort of appreciation across the pond as it does in the UK. So yeah, I haven't put Last Night in Soho in mine for sound. And also, I haven't put Spider-Man: No Way Home into sound. Yeah, I had to make a difficult choice somewhere. I don't know. I just I put A Quiet Place Part 2 because yeah, I think it's just more noticeable. Like it's a better example of sound in my opinion, anyways. But yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home could show up here. But yeah, I haven't put it in my 5. So yeah, my 5 for sound again: Dune, Power of the Dog, Belfast, No Time to Die, and A Quiet Place Part 2. All right, so best score. Okay, so before when I was like making amendments, like before I went live on YouTube, best score, I actually did take Johnny Greenwood out for Spencer. He had 2 potential nominations here, Power of the Dog and Spencer. And because Spencer has just been failing everywhere, the shutout of Spencer, it's just like, I haven't quite seen anything quite like it before. Like, to go from such a huge critical darling to being shut out of like pretty much all the guilds, it's ridiculous. However, I refuse to believe that Spencer just won't get a single nomination at the Oscars like he did at BAFTA. I know it's not smart to be predicting Spencer, but I will die on this hill because if you ask me, Johnny Greenwood's score in Spencer is better than the score he did for The Power of the Dog. That's just me. And I'm not saying The Power of the Dog is a bad score. It's an amazing score. I think Spencer's better though, okay? And yeah, I feel like with all this backlash of Spencer being shut out, I feel like the Academy will try and make up for it somewhere. And even though I've given up on like cinematography, costumes, production design, and even Best Actress for Spencer, I feel like the most likeliest place where it could be acknowledged is in score for Johnny Greenwood. So I took him out of my 5, and then I was looking at my alternates, like, who would I put in here? And I thought maybe Encanto for Jermaine Franco. But yeah, I was like, no, I want Spencer to be nominated somewhere. I do, and I know it might not. I know it could be completely shut out, but like I said, I'm gonna die on this hill. I want it to show up here. I think Johnny Greenwood, he's been discussed so much this past year because he had Licorice Pizza as well. So yeah, I feel like that stuff sticks in people's minds. And I feel like, yeah, he will get the double nomination, like Adam Stockhausen will as well for production design. So yeah, I feel like Johnny Greenwood could get the double nom. He's at my 5th spot. Did I read out my 5? I don't think I did I? Sorry, yeah, I went off on a rant about Johnny Greenwood. So my 5 for best score at the moment are still the same as last month. It's Dune, The Power of the Dog, Don't Look It Up, The French Dispatch, and Spencer. Yeah. Encanto could show up here. Even The Tragedy of Macbeth could maybe show up here. That's kind of a wishful pick, but I would love to see that happen. And even like Hans Zimmer, could he be the one that gets the double nomination this year? Because he got the BAFTA nom for No Time to Die, so could he show up in Best Score twice? Like, yeah, all the focus has been on Johnny Greenwood getting the double nomination for Best Score, but maybe it's actually Hans Zimmer that ends up getting the double nomination and then going on to win it for Dune. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I liked the score in No Time to Die. I didn't think it was, anything, stand out-ish, if that's even a word. But yeah, it could show up. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Even Alberto Iglesias for Parallel Mothers, I thought could show up here. But yeah, evidence suggests it's not. But we'll see. So yeah, my 5 for best score: Dune, The Power of the Dog, Don't Look Up, The French Dispatch, and Spencer. Yep. I'm sticking it in there, guys. Yeah, waiting to have my heart shattered. I've had my heart shattered so many times this award season when it comes to Spencer, for like all its departments. And yeah, this is probably going to be the final like stomp on my heart when Johnny Greenwood and Kristen Stewart don't show up at the Oscars. But yeah, I put Johnny Greenwood in my 5. God, please let it happen, please. Right, let's move on to Best Original Song. Okay, so have I changed anything? I don't think I have, actually, guys. No. So my 5 for Best Original Song are No Time to Die. No Time to Die, Billie Eilish. Don't Look Up, Just Look Up by Ariana DeVos. Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi. Encanto, Dos Oruguitas, Annette, So May We Start, and The Harder They Fall, Guns Go Bang. I really want to see Beyonce nominated for Be Alive for King Richard. I really like that song. I haven't got her in my 5. I have this feeling we might see a repeat of when she was snubbed for her song Spirit for The Lion King. Like, I thought she was a shoo-in. She's Beyonce. Like, who wouldn't want to see Beyonce at the Oscars? But yeah, history does tend to repeat itself. And I don't know, could we get both a married couple in the same category this year, like with Beyonce and Jay-Z for the How Do They Fall, Guns Go Bang? I'd like to see it happen. I think there's there's something nice about seeing married couples like competing against each other. It's a cool little narrative, and I'd like to see it happen, but I don't know who I would squeeze out for that, because Encanto is, the soundtrack to Encanto is all the rage right now. Like, it's like, we don't talk about Bruno as like #1 in the UK. I don't know about America, but it's #1 in the UK right now, which is crazy. And like that and Surface Pressure are doing really well on like TikTok. Like, they're really in the public conscious. And yeah, I can see like Dos Oruguitas making it in. It feels like we have the wrong songs nominated for Encanto. Like, it's interesting to see which songs have picked up steam since they released the movie and which one we have submitted for best song. And yeah, No Time to Die and Just Look Up are 2 big songs in the movies that they're in. Like, they're big musical moments. Like, obviously, No Time to Die is the opening Bond song, or the opening credits song. But yeah, Just Look Up is a huge sort of big moment in Don't Look Up, and yeah, I think it's gonna get in. And yeah, So May We Start really opens up the movie Annette, and I feel like it's very catchy. I think it's gonna get in there. But yeah, I'm trying to find a spot for Beyonce, and like the only person she might squeeze out is her husband for Guns Go Bang. So yeah, I want to see her here, but I'm getting a feeling, there's gonna be like some deja vu. Baby, I swear it's deja vu. Yep, there we go. Little Beyonce reference there. We're gonna get some deja vu maybe if she gets snubbed. Yes, so that could happen. I want to see Beyonce there in there, guys, but I'm not 100% confident it's going to happen. But yes, she's my sixth spot, and maybe she'll show up here. I don't know. Will something else surprise in here? Maybe, but I'm not confident. I feel like this is maybe Belfast down to Joy. And maybe what's her name? Diane Warren could show up here for 4 Good Days for the song Somehow You Do. Even though I've not seen the movie, I've not heard anyone talking about it, but she's Diane Warren. She just always shows up. Yeah, she always shows up and she never wins. So yeah. So those are my 5. No Time to Die, Don't Look Up, Encanto, Annette, The Harder They Fall. Hoping King Richard shows up. I want to see Beyonce at the Oscars, people. All right. Best Animated Short. My 5 are Robin, Us Again, Namu, The Windshield Wiper, and Step Into the River. Wish I could give you more information on this, guys, but I've barely seen any of them. This is just me going off internet research and Gold Derby. So yeah, Robin, Us Again, Namu, The Windshield Wiper, and Step Into the River are my predicted 5. Best Documentary Short. I've got The Queen of Basketball, Camp Confidential, America's Secret Nazis, Coded, The Hidden Love of J.C. Leyendecker, 3 Songs for Benazir, and Terror Contagion. Again, I haven't seen many of them. These are just the ones I'm going off based off research. So yeah. Best Live Action Short, we have When the Sun Sets, Television, Censor of Dreams, The Criminals, and The Long Goodbye. Same as the previous 2. I'm so bad when it comes to the shorts. It's all just internet research, gut feeling, and yeah, whatever you can find on Gold Derby. Best Animated Feature. Nothing's changed here. I've still got my 5. Encanto, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Flea, Luca, Ryan the Last Dragon. I would like to see Belle show up here. And the one I want to see the most is Vivo. Yes, that's another hill I'll die on. I want to see Vivo nominated, but it's not going to happen. Belle could show up though. Maybe squeezing out something like Luca or Ryan the Last Dragon. But yes, might show up, but I haven't got it in my 5. Best Documentary Feature. There's usually like a surprise in this category. Well, I say a surprise. There's a surprise snub always. Like everyone thought Apollo 11 was gonna get in one year, didn't happen. Or Won't You Be My Neighbor, didn't happen. So could we see something that we're expecting to see show up here, not show up here? So maybe, can you imagine if The Rescue didn't show up, or Flea, or Summer of Soul, The Velvet Underground, maybe? Todd Haynes, yeah, produced that one. So I don't know. This is a tough one, but my 5 are The Rescue, Flea, Summer of Soul, The First Wave, and The Velvet Underground. Could maybe see Attica getting in here, or Ascension. Those are 2 that are on the peripheries for me, but could show up here. But yeah, there's probably going to be a surprise absence here, I think. So, but if it is something like The Rescue or Summer of Soul, yeah, I would absolutely be gobsmacked. Like those need to be in here, and they should be in here. So fingers crossed they do. But yeah, see how we go. Best International Feature, guys. From my 5 haven't changed, and I'm still putting The Worst Person in the World as my number 1 for now. Even though Drive My Car is the clear front runner at the moment. So yeah, my 5 for International Feature are The Worst Person in the World, Drive My Car, Flea, The Hand of God, and A Hero. With potentially... No, I feel quite good on those. Yeah, maybe Compartment Number 6 could show up here. I don't know, but I'm feeling pretty good about those 5. Worst Person in the World, Drive My Car, Flea, The Hand of God, and A Hero. But yeah, do you have any other opinions on that one? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, make sure to leave me your questions once we get to Best Picture, which is 2 categories away. Right, Best Director. The Power of the Dog. Best Director, I've got Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog, Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and last spot, I've gone for Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. I had Sean Heder for Coda last month, and I was kind of hoping that she might show up at BAFTA, because 3 female directors, 3 male directors. And sadly, it didn't happen. She didn't get in at BAFTA, and I thought maybe that would be enough for me to convince myself that it was going to happen. She was going to show up in Best Director. However, yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson makes more sense because he did show up at BAFTA, got the Directors Guild nomination as well. So, yeah, he's the logical choice, but we could potentially see a surprise here. My sixth spot is actually Ryosuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the movie, the Oscars, the last decade or so, have been quite good at acknowledging international directors in this category. I mean, just the last decade alone, we had the three amigos win a lot of the times. We had Alejandro Inarritu twice, Guillermo del Toro, Alfonso Cuarón twice. Who else have we had? Bong Joon-ho, Chloe Zhao, they both won. But we've also had plenty of nominations for international directors like Paweł Pawlikowski for Cold War, Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round. I feel like there's some more, but I'm forgetting. If you can think of some more, let me know in the comment section about. Oh, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favourite. So yes, we could see. So we could see an outcome where Ryosuke Hamaguchi shows up here because they do tend to acknowledge people from all over the planet. So it wouldn't completely surprise me to see him show up here. But also, even though I have Paul Thomas Anderson at my fifth, he's the one I'm kind of feeling like if there's anyone that's going to be vulnerable, it's probably him. And I wish I could justify why, because he does have the stats, but I think it's just a feeling that I'm feeling. What's this feeling I'm feeling? But yeah, if he was to get bumped off, who could show up in his place? Or if anyone was going to get bumped off, who could we see? Maybe Ronaldo Marcus Green for King Richard. Maybe Adam McKay for Don't Look Up. I really, really hope not. And maybe Guillermo del Toro for Nightmare Alley. But yeah, or Sean Heder for Coda. But yeah, the person I think is most likely is probably Ryosuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. But yeah, my 5 for director, as of now, going into the Oscar nominations on Tuesday the 8th, is Jane Campion, Power Dog, Steven Spielberg, West Side Story, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. Yeah, all pretty safe picks, I'd say. And last but not least, we have Best Pictures. If you have questions for me, now's your time to be leaving them in the comments section so I can have a little scroll and answer them after this category. So, Belfast. Best Picture. My 10 are Belfast, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, Coda, King Richard, Dune, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, Tick Tick Boom, and I'll save the 10th spot for a second because the 10th spot is the hardest spot. But the first 9 I feel quite confident on. Not everyone's feeling confident on Tick Tick Boom, I've been seeing on Twitter, which I don't quite understand because it's actually, besides it's shut out at BAFTA, it's actually done quite well. It got in, where did it get in at? Bear with me one second. So it got in at Editors, it got in the Writers Guild as well, and Lin-Manuel Miranda also got a nomination for First Time Director at the Directors Guild Awards. So it is actually doing a lot better than people seem to think it's doing. So yeah, I do think it's getting in because also the subject matter of Tick Tick Boom, I think it's something the Academy really like because it's all about the creative process and it's something that so many of them can relate to about their art and pursuing it and the struggle to achieve it. So I don't know, I think it's a film that really will click with them. And it's definitely does have its fans, this film, Tick Tick Boom. So I think it will get in. That's just me though. And some people don't have it in their 10, and that's fine. If it doesn't make it in, I will be shocked. But yeah, I think it is getting in. So yeah, the other 8 I feel very confident on. Tick Tick Boom is mostly confident on, but yeah, there's a little bit of doubt. The last spot is hard because there's 5, 6 different films that could show up in the last spot. And if I put in Being the Ricardos, then that matches the Producers Guild Awards. But I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's ever happened that Producers Guild Awards and Directors Guild Awards have matched 10 for 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has that happened before? So I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. That's just me. And just based on history and stats and the past, history repeats itself, people. But yeah, I don't. If there's one that I feel the least confident on showing up from the Producers Guild Award, it's Being the Ricardos. That's the one that I feel could be snubbed here. But again, it is a film about the industry, kind of like Tick, Tick, Boom. You know, it's about Hollywood. Maybe it will show up. Maybe they'll like that shit. But yeah, is it a Best Picture film? Actually, some of these are questionable Best Picture films. But yes, Being Ricardo is one that I kind of hope doesn't show up. I want it to be snubbed. But if it didn't show up and we say we got House of Gucci, which can happen, guys. Yes, it's not showed up in a lot of the big guilds, but it does have support from the SAG. It did pretty well at SAG. And one of the best received films at SAG. So it might have the support of the actors, because they gave it SAG Ensemble, and you know, the actors branch is the largest voting body at the Academy. So if they like it enough, House of Gucci could show up here. And again, the same with Drive My Car. Like, could this be the non-English speaking film that breaks through into the pack? Like, we usually have had at least one the past few years. There's always at least one non-English speaking film that breaks in. Is this the first film that breaks that trend for a while and we just have all English speaking films? It could happen. So yeah, Drive My Car could show up here. Some people are saying The Lost Daughter. I don't see it happening because we already have The Power of the Dog and Tick, Tick, Boom showing up here, and Don't Look Up, which are all Netflix films, okay? And I just think, is there an outcome when we see 4 Netflix films in the Best Picture category? I don't know. I can't see it happening. And like, I can see why some people think that is another reason why Tick, Tick, Boom won't get in. But yeah, because 3 is quite a lot. But 4 is insane. So yeah, and I think the Lost Daughter is a bit divisive. I'm not sold on it getting in. Spider-Man No Way Home. Sorry guys, it's not happening. If it does happen, amazing. But it's not happening. So yeah, and then there's Nightmare Alley as well, which is the film that I've put in at my 10th spot. And I don't know why. This is just a gut feeling, because it's been doing okay in the guilds and stuff. Not great, not a whole lot of Best Picture nominations in places. But I don't know, in terms of like what the Academy likes and what they go for and what they view as like a Best Picture contender, I think Nightmare Alley is probably more to their collective tastes. But that's just a feeling, really. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's a reluctant 10th spot. It could go to anybody. Being the Ricardos, Drive My Car, The Lost Daughter, House of Gucci. Yeah, God, I would love it if Mass just showed up here like unexpectedly. I've still got it in my alternates. It's not going to happen, Luke, but oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing if it did? God, like I said, if Mass gets any acknowledgement at the Oscars, then it's a win by itself. But yeah, so my 10 for Best Picture at the Oscars will be Belfast, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, Coda, King Richard, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, Tick, Tick, Boom, and Nightmare Alley. So yeah, those are my 10 for predicted... for my predictions for Best Picture. So yes, that is my predictions, guys. What are your predictions for Best Picture as well? Let me know in the comment section. Who are you anticipating to get the 10 slots at the Oscars? Yes, I'm curious to see. Do they match with the Producers Guild's Award? Do you think it's going to be something else? It's something I haven't mentioned. All right, let me see if I can figure these comments out. 1 sec. All right. Beautiful. All right, can I reverse this? Lovely. Right. Hang on, guys. I'm going to take you back to where you were. Lovely. So I've just had to flip the camera around. All right. Beautiful. If you have any questions, now is your time to ask, my lovelies. Okay. Drive My Car is another round. Cool. Okay. Some people are saying Adam McKay is very possible. Lovely. Cool. I would love to see the great Denis Villeneuve win for his amazing direction in Dune. If Brandon missed the director nom, look out for Argo or Green Book Best Picture scenario. Nice. Jessica loves Tick, Tick, Boom. Yes. Good taste, Jessica. I wish Compartment Number 6 for nomination because it's Finnish film and it would be only the second Finnish film to get a nom from Best International, says Justin Duck. Yes, that would be cool, mate. I liked Compartment Number 6. I'd be happy to see it show up, but I'm not sure it will. Cool. Cool. So I've got a question here. What do you guys think about the Tragedy Macbeth Best Picture nomination chances? So I had the Tragedy Macbeth in my predictions for a while. I thought it would resonate with the Academy. I don't know why, because it is quite an alienating, weird movie. But there's no denying it's a well-made movie. It's fantastic. It's just like, from the trailer, it just slapped you, grabbed your attention. And I thought, yeah, powerhouse tag team of Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand, and one of the Coen brothers directing it and adapting Shakespeare. Like, these are all really big, impressive things, like to have all in the same movie come together. So I thought it would show up in Best Picture for a while, but shut out at BAFTAs. It didn't show. It didn't do well in other areas. So no, I can't see it happening at the Oscars. I do think it will get nominations for Best Actor and Best Cinematography. I think it deserves to be in production design, but haven't put it in my 5. Would like to see it. But yeah, sadly, I don't think it's going to show up in Best Picture. But if you guys think it will, then that's great. Cool. Any more questions, my friends? I'm mostly just seeing comments here. So if you have any questions, just pop them in now. Oh, here we go. Isaiah Boas says, who would you put in over Branagh? Ooh, for screenplay, they say I'd say Joel Cohen. Yeah. Who would I put in over Branagh? Good question. Bear with. Because this is original screenplay, isn't it? I would put in Frank Kranz for Mass. Or I would put in Worst Person in the World, which is Joaquin Trier and another writer. I forget the name, so sorry. But yeah, those are like really original, urgent time. Well, Mass is an urgent, timely movie. And The Worst Person in the World, I think, is very original. I think it fits the bill best for original screenplay. So yeah, I would put The Worst Person in the World in over... I would put... Oh, we're talking about director. Sorry. We could be talking about director. So in screenplay, I would put in bloody Mass or Worst Person in the World. In director, who would I put in over Branagh? Good question. I would put in maybe Joaquin Trier, Sean Heder, Julia Ducournau for Titan. Guillermo del Toro for Nightmare Alley. Yeah. So if I took out Kenneth Branagh for directing, yes, I would probably put in Julia Ducournau or Joaquin Trier for Worst Person in the World. Cool. Any more questions, my loves? What's your pitch for one wild surprise, another round for direction on last year that is really unlikely but not impossible? Oh, good question. What would I want to see? A wild result. Worst Person in the World showing up in Best Picture would be correct. That would be deserved. I know Drive My Car is the international film that's everyone wants to see get into Best Picture, but I would put Joaquin Trier. So yeah, I would say Joaquin Trier is Worst Person in the World would be who I want to see. Be the surprise win for the surprise nomination, Anne Dowd for Mass. Jodie Comer showing up in Best Actress for The Last Duel. That would be amazing. That would be like, oh, like I said, I've got a video that I've just done with another YouTuber, guys, but Dennis Buckley. It's called Our Fantasy Picks, where we discuss all the predictions we want to see in the Oscars this year. It's kind of like if we had a ballot, these are the people that we would pick, and it's on the channel. You can find it on my channel. It's yellow thumbnail. So the last video I did with a lovely other Oscar prognosticator. Oscar predictor, Dennis Buckley's, fabulous channel. Please check out his channel as well. We discuss all our fantasy picks. So if you want to see who I would like to see win, check out that video. It's called My Fantasy Picks 2022. Cool. Any more questions, Mark? Frances McDormand's Oscar chances at the Oscars. Yeah, she's not out of the question, guys, because she's Frances McDormand. She's a 3-time Oscar winner. I think the only reason she's kind of not been she should be in the category for Best Actress. When I saw The Tragedy of Macbeth, I was like, okay, how has it taken this long for someone to recognize the fact that Frances McDormand make an amazing Lady Macbeth, and she was amazing. She's so good in it. And I thought, yes, they're definitely going to be nominated together. But yeah, it's just like, okay, she won last year. Let's acknowledge some other people this year. And I kind of get that because it's such a crowded category this year for Best Actress. And if The Tragedy of Macbeth had come out maybe a few years ago, she probably might be the winner. Say if it came out in 20 to 15 or something, she'd probably win that year, Frances McDormand, for it. But it's just because she's won so recently 2 Best Actress awards for The Three Billboards and for Nomadland. It's just kind of let's give some room to someone else. So I haven't ruled her out. She's in my alternates for Best Actress, but if she does show up, that would be a surprise. But at the same time, we shouldn't be too surprised because the Academy loves Frances McDormand. The evidence is right there in history, yes. Cool. Any more lovely questions from you lovely people? Thank you all so much for joining in. It's been so nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining in. Also, please do help the video out by hitting that little thumbs up button. It really does help to spread it and make it more noticed. And do get involved in the comment section. If you want to help my channel grow, please do comment and thumbs up. It's really good. Cortha says, do you think the Academy will nominate its darlings with many nominations, like more than you anticipate? I did think Belfast might be over-nominated. Like, it is such a darling movie, isn't it? I could see it being, like, heavily nominated. That and West Side Story. I think Dune will be the most nominated film. Then probably Belfast or West Side Story and The Power of the Dog. I think those are the big contenders. I think Licorice Pizza was kind of like, it performed better than I thought at the BAFTAs. So that might be one to keep an eye on at the Oscars as well. Maybe the Academy loves it just as much as the Brits do. So we'll see. Maybe that'll get showered of excess nominations. Maybe Cooper Hoffman will get a nomination. Maybe Bradley Cooper will get a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, or Lana Heim will show up. It could happen. Like, I'm a bit lukewarm on Licorice Pizza, but it depends how the industry has responded to it. But yeah, I'm not sure. West Side Story as well, I think, is going to be pretty heavily nominated, but I could see it missing in a few categories like sound, score, production design. Yeah, it could miss easily there. What if Andrew Garfield loses the nomination? I think it's possible. Oh my god, can you imagine if Andrew Garfield is like the Taron Egerton of this year and he doesn't get nominated for Tick Tick Boom? I would just be like, I mean, it happened at BAFTA, and like everyone was gobsmacked there because that's his home turf, people. He should have been nominated at BAFTA. The fact he didn't get in was just insane. So yes, there's certainly a chance, and I always thought he was the dark horse to win at BAFTA, but now it's made me doubt his. I thought he was the dark horse maybe to win at BAFTA, and then he could go on to sneak up on everyone at the Oscars, and maybe if he wins at SAG, he could still do that. But yeah, now that he didn't get the BAFTA nomination, I feel like it's still a two-way race between Benedict and Will Smith. So yeah. Mr. Gaga says, do you think Troy Kotzer can get ahead of Cody Smith-McPhee's Oscar run status? I do, yes. I've been saying I'm on the Troy Kotzer bandwagon. Don't get me wrong, I love Cody Smith-McPhee. I think he's great. I never saw his performance as, oh yes, this is the best supporting actor winner performance. Like, this guy has got it. His development for award season has just kind of been a bit of a surprise. Just like, wow, everybody loves him. I guess I just don't see I don't know. I don't see what everybody else sees to the level of like, okay, he deserves all the awards. But Troy Kotzer, it's kind of, yeah, we don't get a lot of comedic performances that break into the Oscars, and it's such a heartwarming performance. It's kind of like Ya Jung-yoon from Minari. I could, like, how she won, she could definitely overtake. Who did she overtake last year? She overtook, what's her name from Barrett's subsequent movie film? Oh, I forgot her name now. Oh, that's bad. No, anyways, she kind of overtook and went on to win, because sometimes the heartwarming performance, it clicks with people more, and it's just more easy viewing. Also, Troy Kotzer is significantly older, and sometimes they don't like to give the younger men like the acknowledgement. I think if Cody Smith-McPhee wins it, he'll be like the second youngest man to win at the Oscars in Best Supporting Actor. Oh, and if he wins, it's deserved. It's great. Good for him. Troy Kotzer, he's a bit older, and again, sometimes they like to champion people who've had a more substantial career, who've been around in the industry a lot longer. And I can see a lot of people have been calling like Coda this year's Little Miss Sunshine. And if you remember, Little Miss Sunshine, Alan Arkin won Best Supporting Actor for his performance in that as the Grumpy Grandpa. So I could, and I'm not saying they're like similar roles, but they're similar movies in terms of like the heartfelt, feel-good films, you know, about family, and the performances have some similarities. And I think if Troy Kotzer can win either SAG or BAFTA, then he can win at the Oscars. But he's going to need at least one precursor win, I think, to win it. Otherwise, Cody Smith-McPhee will have it in the bag. So yeah, my personal preference is Troy Kotzer to win. The person who should be winning is Jason Isaacs, The Mask, just saying. But Troy Kotzer is who I want to see win, who I think will be nominated. But if Cody Smith-McPhee wins, I'm absolutely fine with it. It's a good enough performance. I'm fine with it. But yeah, Troy Kotzer is just a personal preference for me. Cool. Lovely. Luca asks, chances for Kristen Stewart. Slim to none, my friend. I want to put her in my 5, but I just don't see it happening. She missed the BAFTA, and I understand why she missed it BAFTA. Again, because like Prince William is like the chairman of BAFTA, and it's a bit of a controversial performance, controversial movie. But still, I thought, you know, maybe they'll just champion her. Maybe the voters will put her in. Didn't happen, and now she doesn't have the support from SAG. She didn't have the support from BAFTA. I can't see it happening. I wanted to be there. If she does show up, yes, she should be winning. But yeah, at this point, a nomination is a win for Kristen Stewart. That will be the end of her journey if she does get the nomination. I wanted to be there. I don't think she will, but if she does show up, there is some justice in the world. So yeah, come on, Oscars, please give the nomination to Kristen Stewart. Cool. Any more questions? What are the chances that The Lost Daughter gets goose egged? Is it a psychology? I mean, yeah, The Lost Daughter does have its fans. It's definitely a film that critics love and stuff. I'm not sure it's a film that audiences love. So yeah, if it does get some snubs, it could happen. I still think Olivia Colman is getting in because she's Olivia Colman. Like, the Academy loves her. So yeah, I think she's getting in. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think she is getting in for best screenplay. I think it's very likely. Yeah, it's just a complex, meaty movie. And it's a first-time movie as well. And she went for something really dark and very challenging, tackle some really difficult themes. And I think they will acknowledge her for that. So yeah, I think they will give Maggie Gyllenhaal the nomination. But I don't think The Lost Daughter is going to overperform. I think it might get 2 nominations, maybe 3. We'll see. Cool. Riley says, really want Mike Face to get in over Leto or Cooper. I feel more confident with him after BAFTA. No, I'm still 100% there. Yeah, Mike Face, BAFTA. I wasn't predicting that. I'm glad he showed up. I'm happy he's getting some recognition. Don't think he's going to show up at BAFTA. Sorry, Oscars, but yeah, that's just me. If he does show up, that'd be great. The 5th spot is the hard one. Either it'll go to Cooper, it'll go to Dornan, or it'll go to Ben Affleck, or maybe Mike Face. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Jared Leto is most likely getting in. So if he gets snubbed, that would be a surprise, but a happy surprise for me. Some people probably won't be happy about it, but I would be happy. Any more questions, guys? Because I actually have to go to work in a second. So, Isaiah says, do you think there could be a tie in any category? There hasn't been a tie since 2012, but every year I hope it'll happen. We love chaos. Yes, we all love a bit of chaos, don't we? The tie was in sound, wasn't it? It was like Skyfall and something else. I can't remember, but yes, it has been a while since we've had a tie. You do like to see a tie, don't you? Because it just shares the love, doesn't it? But no, I can't see a tie happening this year. It would be cool if it did, but no, can't see a tie happening. Alright, last questions. What about Gaga winning? Oh yes, I meant to say, yeah, Lady Gaga, I think, is a legitimate contender now for Best Actress, because she is the only woman in the Best Actress race who has been nominated everywhere. So Critics' Choice, Golden Globes, SAGs, BAFTAs, she's landed everywhere that she needs to. No other actress has done all that. So she is, in a default sense, kind of the almost the front runner, I'd say, even though Nicole Kidman got the Golden Globe. But I do think she needs at least one precursor win in order to become our Best Actress winner. She wouldn't be who I would want to see win. I'd be happy for her if she did, but she's not my personal pick. I would rather see Kristen Stewart win. I'd rather see Renata Reinsve win. I would rather see Jessica Chastain win. But if Gaga does win, I won't be upset about it, but she's not who I would pick. But she does definitely have a good chance of winning it, I'd say. But yeah, if she wins at SAG or BAFTA, then yeah, my prediction will go to Lady Gaga for Best Actress. But yeah, I'm not completely sold on it yet, but she does have a good chance. Mr. Gaga asks, who's winning Critics' Choice for Best Actress? It's going to be Kristen Stewart, I think, because yeah, the critics have been voting for her everywhere in the critics' circles, and I think the Critics' Choice will nominate Kristen Stewart. Sorry, we'll give it to Kristen Stewart, because yeah, she might not be showing up in the guilds, but in the critics groups, everybody unanimously agrees it's a fantastic career-defining performance. So yes, cool. And Nada says, I hope Gaga win. Yeah, well, hope she might. She has a good chance. So yeah, cool. Delusional, says Jasper G. Yes, I don't know. Am I delusional? Probably. Yeah, it's been said before. Everybody's always right. I think I'm going to have to go now because yes, I have got to go to work. Yes, on a Sunday evening. Madness. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. For more, we're going to be doing lots of Oscar predictions stuff coming up after they announce the nominations on Tuesday. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with all that, be sure to click subscribe. Do help the channel out by hitting the thumbs up button. Yeah, leaving your predictions for the Oscar nominations on Tuesday in the comment section down below. I will get around to reading them and replying. I love hearing what you guys have to say. And thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are the best. Hope you have a fabulous Sunday evening. And yeah, happy Oscar season, everybody. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you guys next time. Boom! Take care.